and the kinds of things I've seen that support this. But before I do that, I'd like to first of all congratulate the Minister for bringing this bill, the local member, and congratulate the local councillors who were involved. But also I want to make my own claim to the shore, because my great, shush for a minute people, my great-grandfather was in fact the mayor of Takapuna from 1930 to 1951, and as I drive down to Bayswater, there's a street named after him. And it wasn't a family that was actually quite a dysfunctional family. I didn't know this man. He did not have a good relationship with my grandfather in particular. He didn't even know that he was his son in the early years, and he took his name when he was 20. So my mother bears that name. She has the name of that mayor. And so I know that my great-grandfather would have a connection with that building, and I'm proud that he does. Now I want to talk about the bill, and I want to talk about the value of the bill. What I've seen in my own area is that some of these clubs, they're doing such good things for our community, and they're gummed up by the fact they can't do things like what is happening in this bill. It's fantastic when we can double duty these things, when we can be a bit flexible, when we can see that a club brings so much to a community, and we need to make sure that that continues to happen. I like the way the bill is structured, that it has this emphasis on the profits coming back to the community. In my own area, one of the big lessons I've learned is from our league club, which is an incredible asset in our community, brings so much value, brings kids in who would otherwise perhaps be disengaged from their education, etc. They learn so much in that club. It is so inclusive. But those clubs are also spreading their wings all around the place, trying to provide a lot more link for their communities in general. So there are clubs that do vaccinations, and there are clubs that will have internet connectivity. There's one rugby league club in this city that has a laundry because its workforce, people can come and use the laundry because that's what they need in their community. So I love the idea of more flexibility here. This is not just an asset for Takapuna. People from Mount Albert will shoot across there too. This is an absolutely beautiful part of Auckland that we all get to share because it is an incredible city with these beaches. And so having this club be able to do this and restore the building and preserve the asset in this way is not just good for the people in the local area, it's really, really good for Auckland. And so I'm absolutely thrilled to see a bill like this coming before the court, before the House, and I'd love to see more examples of that kind of flexibility of mind. Sometimes it won't take a local bill, it will take a little bit of flexibility in the way that our local board or our council think about the use of space, and not being too afraid of things like clubs, like the one I'm talking about, the Rugby League Club, setting up a cafe on the premises, because the use of our parks and our waterways is going to become so much more important as our city intensified. These are our commons. These are really important. And actually having a cafe in the middle of a rugby league field, or having a cafe on the waterfront, those things will connect people in ways they vitally need in a time when we are really challenged by isolation that can happen when perhaps more of us are working from home, more of us have the congestion issues that we have, more of us are living in environments which actually challenge that very, very strong sense of community. So thank you for bringing this bill, Minister. It's lovely to be here in support of it. It's good that the House is able to get out and support a bill like this. I hope that the same flexibility of mind is happening across our country in other electorates to make sure that we are really supporting our clubs in the purpose which they have, which is to bring joy and a sense of community to us. And so I commend this bill to the House.
Does New Zealand have a chronic shortage of cafes?
I don't know, but they also have, if you sit there and talk of Wellington, apparently that all these cafes are closing down because of the Golden Mile plans for cycle lanes that are 2-3 blocks away or something.
Man,
and just to add some more laugh to this, DIY Guru, you might also notice that my name is not Pat, just to add more to it. And also at the same time, Helen White could be connected to my auntie and great auntie and uncle, Ruby and Eric White. Who might, I don't know. But then I'm still trying to figure out how we link Ruby's brother, Uncle Des, to Nicola Willis, because Des's last name was also Willis and worked in the gas industry.
Oh, jeez. Do we need to start playing X-Files music?
Oh, God. Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, the part is on there is the descendants from that family are my parents' generation and my generation. It's basically there was no children off that carried the Willis last name through that, but possibly back a generation, potentially could have been where the split was. Who knows? I mean, also, if we go from there, my mother's maiden name's Trevivic, which is associated with world's first steam engine. Which, you know, at the time was groundbreaking. Now it's an absolute polluted nightmare. Okay, let's get to the last speech from the minister / the member
of the North Shore shouldn't have to wait a moment longer. I am humbled by the support across the House for this local bill, and I do acknowledge all of those members across all parties who have indicated their support for that. I am thankful for that support. My community of the North Shore values the ability to come together and unanimously support a small but impactful action that will make a real difference. I know that the Governance and Administration Select Committee will look forward to opening submissions shortly on this bill. It's a capable committee with good members who will give the bill a thorough shakedown. The boating club themselves and other groups may wish to submit, and I want to encourage all of those watching who want to submit on the bill to keep an ear out for when the committee calls for submissions. While I don't sit on the committee, I know that they will handle it carefully and report it back when the time comes. One contribution by the member from Northcote referenced Sir Peter Blake, and it would be remiss for me not to note that this building sits on the Sir Peter Blake Parade and simply acknowledges the deep history of sailing and living and enjoying the beautiful waters that surround the North Shore. And this clubhouse is part of that legacy and will be sustained into the future. When the time comes, I hope all members will continue to support this bill and in time join me potentially for a dance at this clubhouse in the future. Once again, Mr Speaker, thank you to all members for their support. I look forward to the remaining stages of this bill.
Yeah.
The question is that the motion be agreed to. Those of that opinion will say aye. To the contrary, no. The ayes have it.
Auckland Harbour Board and Takapuna Borough Council Empowering Act Amendment Bill, first reading.
The question is that the Auckland Harbour Board and Takapuna Borough Council Empowering Act Amendment Bill be considered by the Governance and Administration Committee. Those of that opinion will say aye. To the contrary, no. The ayes